This is Good Morning San Diego.
All right, well, we have a special taste of Spain coming to Good Morning San Diego today.
Yeah, coming up, we'll join Paul on the patio. There he is, getting everything ready to go for Paul's Paella. All that and more when Good Morning San Diego returns.
Beef tenderloin, top sirloin. I got some good stuff.
Oh, look at that. Paul's already giving us all the goods, telling us all about it. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
Oh, just fantastic. Just fantastic.
Okay, so you got to get up bright and early in order to start a really big, delicious paella, correct?
Good paella takes about a good 3-4 hours. That's correct.
Wow.
Well, let's start with the basics. What is a good paella?
One that I make.
All right.
No,
Give it. That's a give it.
A good paella is a pie, something that looks fantastic and tastes fantastic. I always say, regret with the first scoop that goes away with the first bite. That's a good paella.
So is it more art or is it more food? Or is
All cooking is an art. All cooking is an art.
Very good.
A little bit of all of it, right?
That's
Okay, so
correct.
how do you start? What are you starting with here? What have you been doing?
This is going to be steak and mushroom. So what I'm starting out with is olive oil, and I'm going to put some beef lard, beef fat in there to get some of that flavor into the olive oil. And then I'm going to cook up some beef and some vegetables in there in the juices that are extracted from the beef. And then later onions, garlic, tomato, and anchovy, make it sofrito, add the rice, and then I kind of go into a little bit of artwork.
Now, what is it? I mean, paella is something that's, in Spain, it's everywhere, but there is good paella, then there's great paella. What is the secret when you're talking about that?
Well, if it's paella made for tourists, it's not great.
Right.
Okay? You go to Spain and you find a paella place that does not advertise, does not say authentic paella, and it's done by a family that's been doing it for a good many years, typically in Valencia. And you got yourself probably some good paella.
Yeah.
Okay.
What made you want to start making paella?
I was in a military station in Europe. I ran the bulls in Pamplona in '94 when I was younger and more foolish than I am now. And I lived off this stuff for a week and just fell in love with it. I love the art of it. I love the fact that it's one-pan cooking. It's extremely efficient. It tastes good. It looks good. It's functional. It's what the Greeks would call classical.
You want me to give you your arm a rest?
No, it's okay.
All right. Do that. All right. So then, is there an order of operation, or do you follow the exact same method every time, or do you hopscotch around?
Now, for historical, political, nationalistic reasons, paella's got like a set procedure in Spain, particularly in Valencia. But I don't make the same paella twice.
So you're free. You're freewheeling.
I'm freewheeling. I think there's so much potential with this that you're going to learn every single time you cook. So I'm never going to do this.
And do you know what you're going to do today in your head, or is it going to be out?
I've been planning this for 3 days. My paellas take a little bit more time. They are artistic. I actually plan a design, and I'll sit there and stew on it 3 o'clock in the morning, get an idea, write it down really quick. So I know exactly what I'm going to do, but I might change if I see things going a certain way. So in process, yeah.
I would imagine that it is nice to be back cooking for people again, back to a little bit of normalcy here, having parties, being able to do this.
It is wonderful. This is not a business to me. This is a passion. And I had to cancel like 20 weddings in 2020, and I just went stir crazy. So it is wonderful to be back.
Well,
Geez, these tools here, it looks like you could be torturing someone or making a paella.
Could be. It's I got this for my lemons, and I saw the Damascus on it, and I don't have the heart to cut into acid with this, so it's just on display now.
oh man.
Well, Paul, we will be following your exploits all morning long, right?
I'm going to be here all morning. I said, it take me a good 3-4 hours to cook.
So we'll be able to taste it at the end of the show this morning?
You better, because there's going to be a lot here.
Okay, very good. We're going to start the 6 o'clock hour. We'll be checking in with Paul periodically. We'll be right back with more Good Morning San Diego.
So we'll be checking in with Paul's Paella throughout the morning as he goes and makes a delicious, yummy smelling
The first meat is on the grill.
There you go.
And he put his red sash on. Was that on early?
Oh, yeah.
Was that on for when we did it? I didn't even notice that.
Well, it's still dark out, so
yes, maybe. Just, I don't see well in low light situations. But so the olive oil is down and
we're starting. We're beginning. Just like us this morning.
We should probably talk about that.
Oh, here we go. Paul's Paella out on the patio this Friday morning, adding some spices.
We should mention it's Paul, not Paul me. Right?
You know,
I
imagine, I didn't think that was difficult to figure out.
A lot of people might think this is my secret recipe.
No, not your secret recipe. Okay, so that's the secret, right? All of the yummy stuff on the bottom.
You know what I thought was so cool seeing his operation is all his utensils look like they have created more than one paella in their day. All the containers and everything looked like they've. Let's put it this way: they look well seasoned, just like his paella.
Or I thought that they looked like they were from medieval times.
Yes, that. Never mind the waterboarding. He'll just break out that hatchet and you'll tell any secret.
That's right. Now suddenly I have Uncle Buck playing in my head. Thanks, Paul Rudy.
You bet.
All right, well, we will be checking in with Paul in just a little bit out there on the patio.
Hey, if you have patience, you too can have an awesome meal. When we come back, we're going back out to the patio right where those guys are. We want to make sure they don't get too close to Paul's Paella. He's cooking it up. We've reached a new stage in the operation. We'll take you back out there live to see what's going on. Everybody, we're back here out on the patio with Paul Demek, who's creating one of his paellas for KUSI. The process started at 5 this morning, and we are now at the 1 hour mark.
Yeah.
Paul, what's going on?
Well, I've cooked my meat. This is a beef tenderloin, same meat you would use in a filet mignon. Skewers I picked up in Turkey, and then I also got some juices out of top sirloin here. Added some Irish butter and threw in a whole box of mushrooms, which I'm basically sweating right now, getting the water out of the mushrooms so it'll eventually saute in the actual oils. Get some crisp on that.
One of the secrets to a good paella has got to be the crust, right?
So look at that.
Yeah.
All right. That's kind of difficult in the larger pans, but yeah, when I'm pretty close to the end of this, I will crank up my burners, and I'll sit here and count in 1 minute. You want a little caramelization on the bottom of the pan with the rice, and that's it's like the chicharron on a piece of meat, or the crusty part, you know? That's all the intensification of flavors, yes.
This smells delicious. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You said Irish butter. Why Irish butter and not something why not American butter?
Higher fat content.
Oh, you know, this is great for a facial. I mean, this is.
I stood on this side so I wouldn't smell like the meat. No.
Well, I told you, if you stand here for like 40 minutes, you'll be done. Good barbecue.
So when do you know it's time to move to the next phase?
Well, it depends on what you're cooking. Like the mushrooms, most people undercook their mushrooms. They look done, but they're actually boiling it in their own water. When I see some caramelization on the mushrooms, not yet, I know it's actually frying.
All right, Paul, we'll pick it up right over our next time out. Folks, we'll be back with the next hour. Good morning, San Diego.
Oh yeah. All right. What's going on there?
And then we go back out to the patio where Paul's paella is now involved. What is that?
Bell pepper.
Bell peppers.
Yeah, green bell pepper in there.
Yeah,
Gotta get some veggies.
You know when you're cooking at home, or you always can kind of reach into the bucket and.
Were you trying to reach in and grab
twice? I had to force myself not to.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not my meal, so I can't be.
No, it's everyone's meal.
Yes, it would be inappropriate to take out a mushroom and say, good.
Okay.
Wow. We are now is that the rice
It looks
stage?
like rice, doesn't it?
Yes.
I think so.
A little finer focus. There we go. But
all the veggies are in.
Seems like the veggies are in. We are now approaching the halfway mark, or just past the halfway mark of Paul's Paella, which will be consumed as we sign off at 10 o'clock. I just had a
Seasoning.
We made a Tupperware run for figuring this is going to be a pretty big haul.
I think so.
All right. Another thing I can't wait for.
Yeah.
Paul's Paella.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a whole new world. Yeah, the signature dish of Valencia, Spain, and we're lucky enough to have paella experts, or one expert, namely Paul, who's now, he looks like he's lining the football field. That's the goal line right there.
Yeah, we'll be checking in with Paul's Paellas on his custom masterpiece, how it's coming along. It really is an art form. We'll talk to him coming up. Good morning, San Diego. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Morning San Diego on a Friday, where we are out on the patio with Paul hanging out, where we are progressing here.
Yes, we are. We got all our meats cooked and vegetables, onions and garlic, tomato and anchovy. That's our sofrito. And we added the bomba rice from Valencia, Spain.
Yeah, so this is very specific rice, and why is it necessary to use the bomba rice?
Bomba rice evolved with paella, just like basmati did with Indian food. It absorbs 30% more liquid. It allows you to cook low and slow to get the saffron flavors into the rice. Very important.
And how you poured it is important as well.
You put it in a cross because it absorbs 30% more liquid. If you put too much rice in, you may require more stock, more water than the pan can actually cover. Pour it in a cross. Do not go above the bolts on the handles, okay? And you're good.
Interesting. So, for people who are just joining us now, can you talk a little bit about what got you interested in paella and why this is such a love for you to be able to make this?
Sure. Well, I was stationed in Europe in '94, ran the Bulls, and I lived off this for a week. Just fell in love with it. It's the ultimate single pan meal. It looks good, tastes good, and I've just been doing it ever since.
Wow. Okay. And so now you take this to parties, you take it all over the place. And what is it that you continue to just appreciate about the dish?
How it can actually take a special event and make it more special. It looks fantastic. It's always going to add to an occasion, and I really enjoy that. Yeah. Especially compared to my last job, everything ended in a hole in something or someone. Here I'm doing something really positive, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, this is just fantastic. And I have to tell you, so I smell a lot of the spices. I smell a little bit of the wine simmering down. Now, the spices are an important aspect of this as well, right? I mean, because you got a lot of flavor in there. It doesn't just kind of magically appear.
Sure. Paella is actually, the spice that's most famous in paella is saffron. It's the most expensive spice in the world. And I like sticking other coriander, cumin, some cloves, fennel when I'm grinding up that coriander, grinding up that saffron. So they're really giving a nice little kick and something a little bit different than the American palate's used to.
Yeah, definitely is. Okay, so we are more than halfway through.
Yes.
So right now you're just going to simmer. You're going to kind of wait, check.
I'm going to mix all this up, add my stock, add my saffron, and then I start decorating.
Okay.
I'm going to make some Spaniards upset because they don't do that, but it really adds to the dish.
Yeah, because like you said, it's art for you as well.
It's a big, flat food canvas. Why not?
Oh my gosh. Well, it smells amazing. We're looking forward to being able to taste, but in the meantime, we're just going to enjoy looking at it. That's for sure. All right, we're going to have more coming back in just a little bit.
Maybe we'll have leftover paella for him.
Ooh.
Because right now, look where we're at.
Wow.
It is at an artistic stage indeed.
Yeah, check that out. Paul's Paella. It's near completion. We're getting closer. We're inching closer to that finishing line. We're going to be checking in with Paul once more here, checking out his masterpiece. We'll be right back after this. All right, we've been talking about it all morning. Paul's Paella, and Paul, smells really good. I can smell it all the way over here.
Yeah, I'm with Paul Demek, who's been working on this masterpiece since we first came on the air in the 5 o'clock hour. And now we are doing what, sir?
Well, this is where I really deviate from traditional paellas, and I'm decorating. I'm treating the paella pan as a food canvas.
And so this is more artistic work than it is...
This is all artistic work. The food's pretty much cooked at this point.
So really, if you wanted to be done, you could be done in about what, another 15 minutes?
I could literally scoop in there right now and serve you.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it sure smells like it's ready to go. All right, so when you look back on your life, you've done this before, right? I mean, you don't do this by accident. This is something
quite a bit.
Where do you think you rank? Is this number 6,000? How many paellas have you made of this size before?
You know what? In every profession, there's... Oh, you mean this particular one?
Yeah.
Wow. When we know my goal is every paella better than the last.
Right.
Of course, that's not really sustainable. That's maintaining standards.
Yeah.
But because of COVID and me playing around with my molds and everything, I would say my recent paellas rank among my very best.
Well, very good. I know everybody in the station as well. We sent out a bunch of kids to get the Tupperware because a lot of people. I figure we can't eat this in one sitting, but we're certainly going to make it
you will not
dinner
finish
tonight.
this. No.
All right. So then the last stages are a little
decorate,
and
then we'll serve you up.
All right, well, we'll do that in the 10 o'clock hour, all right, Paul?
Sounds good.
All right, and again, thank you for making this part of Good Morning San Diego. We'll be right back with the final hour in just a minute. And then now you're looking at our patio where Paul's Paella is, and it's basically he is now just showing off.
Right.
It's in the artistic stage and is ready to be eaten. But first, we need to take a few pictures before
Right. I thought
some slob like me goes.
I keep waiting for you to just disappear and come back like munching.
I literally had to fight my sock because I wanted to grab those mushrooms there.
No, can't do that. Oh, well, you know what? You know who else is hungry?
Dave. He's hungry for the weekend.
Well, I know, Paul out there has just, he started with the olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then they put in a few kebabs.
Yes.
And now he's just been adding stuff as the whole morning goes along, and but also it's like artwork. It's like
Yes.
a wheel. It's like a paella wheel.
A wheel of deliciousness.
Yeah.
Pretty soon the supporting structures will be removed.
That looks like marshmallows.
There we
in
go.
it.
See, I know
I
my
think
paella.
it's cheese, maybe.
Oh, he
It's
told
not
me what it was.
marshmallows. He told you what it was? And
Yes.
You forgot?
Largely artistic usage.
All right.
And now once the dividers come out,
I know.
Game time.
yes. What is that? That'll happen about 9:50, we think.
Sure. Just
Right.
simmering, getting that crust on it.
It's not going to look that nice for long, I can tell you that.
By 11:30, it's just
artistic,
going to be a train
beautiful.
wreck.
Ooh,
All right, that's, what is that, cinnamon or something?
that's not cinnamon.
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
You're not gonna put cinnamon on it, I don't think.
What is it? Some sort of
something really
seasoning?
yummy.
Okay.
Something really yummy. Paul's Paella is out on the patio. Yeah, that's gonna be yummy, huh?
Yes.
Looks delicious. Paprika.
Paprika.
There you go.
So then that's supposedly going to give a little, it's also an artistic touch too, because just that it's going to be like that little pattern.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
Well, we're
looks
getting
good.
close to, we're about 10 minutes away from digging in,
Yeah.
live on TV.
All right.
But I will try the paella. In fact, I bought Tupperware to bring some home. Paul's Paella is now, look at that. The sword of Damocles right there. It's ready.
Oh.
It's ready to be. It's ready to be devoured.
Yes, the final stretch. We're going to check it out next. Good morning, San Diego. We'll be right back.
All right. The moment has come, Paul.
Yes, it has. We are there.
I know. I said, okay, you're squeezing the lemon on, right?
I'm between the lime on, but
Lime,
yeah, I almost
okay.
forgot that actually. You've done this before.
I know what it takes. Okay, so we had some questions. What was this part on top?
Hominy.
Okay.
So I was looking, that's one of the things that came up during my COVID time off. That's a great way to get a white background. And the black beans too. So,
Wow. Okay.
Boy,
so
this is just beautiful.
how,
you.
how many people does a tray like this feed?
This will feed 40 to 70 based on how many ingredients I put in. Hey, and a couple flies. Okay, but
That's just flavor.
about up to 70 people. My portions, which means if you got salad or appetizers, 80 or 90.
Man. And this is 3-4 hours worth of work.
Yes, it is. Well, 3 days actually, because I design it, the day to shop, day to chop, and design, and then of course today.
So, is there come a moment where you kind of regret digging into it, or is that all part of the
Every
experience?
single time. If there's regret with the first scoop that goes away with the first bite. If you don't achieve that, you had a bad day.
All right.
So
Well, Dave Scott, do you have a question?
It looks too good to ruin.
Please,
you know, that's
we
what
have
I.
to. We simply
It's like
have to.
Do you ever take photos and then put
Oh
make
yeah,
paint?
I got a very active Instagram page, and I'm playing with TikTok now too.
So for people who want to find you and have this done at home for a party, wedding, where do they find you?
My webpage, www.Paul's Paellas, S after Paul, S after Paella. And Instagram's got my contact information. Thank you very much. Has my contact information also.
So you do weddings.
You name the spot and I'm there. So,
I have Paul's has paella, will travel kind of thing, right?
Bingo.
Half paella, will travel.
Okay, what's your favorite, your ultimate bite, the best bite of paella is when you get a little bit of...
Sacarat, you know this answer. Okay, I know you know this. Yeah, a little caramelization on the bottom. So it's a little tricky with a bigger pan, but that's really the intensification of flavors right there.
All right, well, we said we were going to at least dig in.
Paul Rudy's ready for the
No,
food.
I'm not going to be that guy. This is too beautiful. So, Dave, you have to be that guy.
Oh my goodness!
got-
I
hold
love
on,
Get the
that.
picture, get the picture.
Do we have pictures? Let's get all the
Somebody
social
get the
media
picture.
stuff.
All right. I think we're...
Yeah, because let's pose for one real quick, Dave. Move in. Come on, this is just
Ready?
because we can't do it after we're done. Here we go.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, here
All
we
right,
go.
now,
Grab a plate. You got a plate?
Okay.
One second.
you're
here.
up first, Dave.
This is beef tenderloin on
Okay,
top.
let's see
Inside is,
Oh, there we go. The plates are out.
So let me get my spoon.
Looks like the weekend is
Dig
here.
in, dig
Already.
in. Here we go.
Coming in.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for joining us,
Good.
everybody. Make sure you join in tomorrow
There.
as well.